Gusto ko ipakilala ang ating mga panelist. Sa aking dulong kaliwa, hindi, dulong kanan ay si Ginoong Arsenio Bay Bilugay II, ang ating tourism point person. Sa aking pinakadulong kaliwa ay walang iba kundi ang ating Vice Governor Carlito Casada David. Ang katabi po ng tourism officer natin ay walang iba kundi ang National Historical Commission Commissioner na si Professor Lino Dizon. And of course, ang ating energetic na governor at napakagandang governor, napaka-sexy ngayong araw na ito. Hindi po siya 150 years old. Governor Susan Areno Yap. Before sila magbigay ng kanilang mga opening statement, gusto ko lang i-acknowledge ang ating mga media friends na nandito ngayon. Person my list is Alfredo Fausto of Tarlac Weekly Post. Glenn Puno, Tarlac Pointers. Billy Nuki, Bulgaran Newspaper. Menchi Hernandez ng Informer Newspaper. Jerry Hernandez ng The Manila Times. Si Ren de Guzman, Jermaine Bohol, Leo Mercado, Robinson Flores, at Marian Reyes ng RNG-TV Luzon, Baguio. Baguio ho sila. Si Mr. Joey Fabian ng Pampanga Business Week. Si Glendy Sembrano ng GNN. Leng Lopez Chamson ng RTV 26 DCTC. Jam Torio ng RTV 26. James Anthony Espanyol ng RTV 26 din. Dina Diaz ng Insider. Michael Jan Toledo ng GNN. Welmer Estrada, 91.1 FM. Mark Banapat, Serbisyong Mayap, Payong Mayap. Arlene Lukban ng The Voice News Weekly, Pampanga. Rui Baluyot ng The Voice din, Pampanga. Charmaine Kayanan ng Pep TV 3. Channel 3 ba kayo? 3. Pep TV 3. Kasama niya si Christian Laksamana at Sunny Canlas ng Pep TV. At Perico Bantalon Bartolome ng UFM 105.5. Si Mercy Marie ng UFM 105.5 din. Mike Soto at si Marco Gomez ng IMDJIL Tri-Media. Ismael Mateo ng Net25, kasama niya si Ivy Mercado. Lian Alborote ng Balita. Gabriela Liana Varela ng PIA Tarlac. Marisa Abagat ng Tarlac Forum. Noel Diaz ng Insider News. Madal Kalayag ng Philippine Daily Inquirer. Homer Chodoro ng GMA7. Joe Torres ng Newsfront Tarlac. Ronald Dizon, tarlaqueño.com. Rex Abagat ng Tarlac Forum. Patricia Mamaungon ng GNN 44. Si Kane Miranda, Kev Galang at Rolando Arenas ng Taga-Tarlac Bung, TTKK. Tama ba? Taga-Tarlac Bako. Later on, GMA 7, ABS-CBN, SMNI, and CNN will be covering the yung cultural show dyan sa Maria Cristina Park. Well, welcome ho sa inyong lahat sa ating mga media friends. Now, may I ask our panelists to give their opening statements. Mr. Lugar.
Hello. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. On behalf po ng Provincial Government of Tarlac, dito po si Governor Susan and Vice Governor Rosada, and the Tourism Office, we welcome you to our 150th anniversary ng lalawigan ng Tarlac. I hope your stay here will be as memorable as this occasion, at saka I hope you could experience what Tarlac has to offer. The beautiful places, the sumptuous food, and especially the wonderful people of Tarlac. Maraming salamat po.
Maya pa, kaya doon po ay Matarlaqueño ay nakapampangan from Concepcion, Tarlac. I am presently a co-commissioner of the National Historical Commission of the Philippines. The first in Tarlac after Onofre Corpus. No? Siya po yung naging last commissioner natin from Tarlac. So I'm very happy na part tayo no, ng Tarlac at 150, which is the Seski Centennial. So I will do my best as a commissioner of the city to be of help for the prosperity of our beloved province. Maya pa, kaya baka mo pa si Pano.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Maya payabak, ikatamungan, naimbag na bigat. Kanta kayo amin na po. Panggasyon na ako na balo. Anyway, bilangin niyo pong bilang Vice Gobernador po ng Tarlac, katuwang ng ating mabuting Gobernador. Ako po ay nagpapasalamat sa inyong lahat na taga-media dahil sa inyong pakikisa sa aming pagdiriwang ng ika-150 taong pagkakatatag ng lalawigan ng Tarlac. So, sana yung mga hindi taga-Tarlac, welcome po kayo. Yung taga-Tarlac, bahala na kayo. Nagkakaintindihan naman tayo, di ba? Sabi nga yung mga taga-Tarlac magigiting. Magigiting. Tsaka mapagmahal. Sabi nga ni Senator Bam Aquino, ebidensya, lalong-lalo yung mga taga-Concepcion. 75 years old, nagkakaroon pa ng anak. Di ba? Si Abraham, 60 yata, nung nagkanak, di ba? Si Abraham, kay Isaac, kay Ismael. Ismael, di ba? Si Ismael. Tapos, 100 taon na, 100 years nung ipinanganak si Isaac. Di ba? Kay Sarah. Si Ismael, doon sa slave ni Sarah. Kung alam niyo yung Biblia. Di ba? Amen? Ganyan lang po tayo. Masaya po tayo sa Tarlac. Masaya po tayo sa Tarlac. Ngayon, bakit natin pinagdiriwang yung 150th anniversary ng Tarlac? Pareho din natin. Tayo, every year, nagse-celebrate tayo ng ating birthday, di ba? So, dito sa Tarlac, taon-taon, nagbe-birthday din ng Tarlac. So, umabot na ng 150 years. So, kaya lang, hindi siya kasama doon sa Centenarian Ordinance. Hindi siya kasama sa Centenarian Ordinance. Kasi dito sa Tarlac kasi, pag umabot ka ng 100 taon, meron kang 100,000. Kada birthday mo, 25,000. Yun. Kaya, sabi ko kay Governor, nung i-launch namin itong Centenarian Ordinance, sabi ko kay Gov, 100 ngayon. Sa susunod ka ako 200,000, 100,000 ka, 100,000 ako, sabi ko, 200,000. Kung aabot ng 200 years yung tao. Ako maghahatid. Anyway, so, mamaya magkukwento yung kasaysayan ng Tarlac, si Commissioner Lino. Ako naman, ang pagkaalam ko sa Tarlac, nagsimula lang kay Governor Sawit, nandyan, no? Tapos hanggang doon. So, 1980, nandito na ako sa Kapitolyo. Naghahanap nga ako ng empleyado pinakamatanda rito eh. Ako na pala yung pinakamatanda rito. Di ba? So anyway, yung mga nandyan yung mga nakalitrato dyan, dapat nating pasalamatan kasi nagsimula kay Alfonso Ramos, nandun, 1901. Yung nauna, hindi namin makita yung mga litrato. Sabi nga ni Commissioner Lino, nagsimula kay General Gillian, Colonel ba o Commissioner? Hindi, Gillian. Si Gillian noong 1873. Captain, si Kapitan. Hindi barangay Captain, ha? Kapitan sa military. Tapos si Macabulos ang nagano. Kaya lang wala si Macabulos dyan. No? So, nagsimula po noon, 1873. Kaya dapat natin pasalamatan at dapat nating acknowledge ang mga nandyan. Dahil sa pagitan nila, kasama na si Gobernador, wala pa yung litrato dyan. Sa pamagitan nila, nakuha nilang na-maintain yung unity ng iba-ibang lahi dito sa Tarlac. Di ba yung awit ng Tarlac? Iba't ibang ugali at gawi. Sa may gitnang Luzon, umuwi. Ang hangaring minimiti ay ang pagwawagi. So, paano ka magwawagi kung di ka nagkakaisa, di ba? So, yun, mula noong tinatag ng Tarlac ay they tried to maintain the unity kahit na iba-ibang lahi, no? At sila'y nagtagumpay. Hindi lamang nanatili ang pagkakaisa ng mga tao, kundi lalo pang umigting at naging matibay ang kanilang pagkakaisa. Hindi nagkakahiwalay maski iba-ibang ugali at gawi. Di ba? May Pangasinan, may Ilocano, may Tagalog, may Kapampangan. Ako po ay lahi Kapampangan. Pero hindi ibig sabihin, hindi ako minamahal ng mga taga-Ilocano, hindi ako minamahal ng taga-Pangasinan at Tagalog dahil sila po ay aking mga minamahal. Ganyan po ang mga taga-konsepsyon ay mapagmahal. 3 beses si Sir Bilian, wag ino. Di ba? Di ba narinig niyo si Iko kanina? So yun na lamang po, no? Muli, welcome po kayo sa mga hindi taga-Tarlac, welcome po kayo. At salamat, nakikisa po kayo sa aming pagdiriwang ng 150th founding anniversary ng Tarlac. Sa inyong pong lahat, I love you.
To our friends sa media, I'm very grateful and appreciative na narito po kayo ngayon para makiisa sa aming napakahalagang commemoration ng 150th founding anniversary ng aming minamahal na lalawigan ng Tarlac. So, without further ado, no, I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but briefly to cap some events, we started a countdown last year, yung aming tinatawag countdown to 150 last May 28, 2022. We had several activities each month to launch, no, for this special day. Later on this evening, we will also have the what I would say a cultural and historical show. A lot of our Tarlaceños are not aware of yung mga facts and trivia of our province and how far we've gone. This was all curated by no less than Professor Lino Dizon. We took snippets from our history to showcase yung cultural strength and cultural beauty ng ating probinsya. Gayun din, mamaya meron din tayong gagawin pang mga ibang programa. Andito po ang Postmaster General. Ay, pasalamat po kami kasi a few days ago nasunog po ang gusali nila, no? And we were worried because yung commemorative stamps that we are launching today ay nasamang nasunog. But in God's grace, eh hindi po siya nasama at later you will see it, a beautiful commemorative stamps. And we will also be distributing titles to 100 beneficiaries, care of the Department of Agrarian Reform and the Register of Deeds. Gayun din, on May 30, the First Lady will be coming to have a medical mission as her part in celebrating the 150 years of Tarlac.
Okay, pwede na po tayong mag-ask ng ating question. Who would like to ask the first question? Welmer Estrada.
Magandang umaga po. Welmer Estrada po from 91.1. Tatanong ko kay Sir, ay Professor. Sir, saan po ba nagmula yung salitang Tarlac? At bakit po 1873 when Bulacan is already celebrating mahigit na 300 years na po yata? Bakit yung Tarlac is 172? Thank you po.
Maraming salamat po. So, in 1974 po, we celebrated the 100 years. Time ni Governor Castro. So, bakit 1974? Dapat 1973 yun, no? We are celebrating now the 1973 dapat kung 100 years. So, nagkaroon po ng ano kasi, pagka-create nung Tarlac in 1873, which is the last sa Central Luzon, no? Bago yung Aurora. So, yung mga iba kasi 1571 pa. So, it was during the first centennial na yung Tarlac Press and Radio Club in the 1970s, sila yung nagpasikat nung Tarlac bilang Malatarlac, yung ang talahib. So, naging popular yon, and so ikakalat nila yung Malatarlac. So, we cannot blame yung mga journalists, no, kasi nga wala pang, hindi pa documented, no, kasi nag-interview lang. So, ang talagang Tarlac, batay kung titignan natin yung mga lumang accounts, as early as 1593, meron na documented na Tarlac bilang presidio o parang military fort. So, ang pinaka-probable dyan, of course, yung first was Castillo, no? Yung parang military fort nga. So, yung alala na lang natin dyan, yung baryo sa Concepcion na Castillo na originally nasa Macapsa. So originally pala yung Tarlac ay meaning muddy place, no? Parang marsh. Kasi itong present town, present capital natin was founded only 1686, no? Mula sa dating Macapsa. So yung Macapsa mga 1605 yun present na, lumipat dito, no, mga 1686 na. So yung Tarlac ngayon nag-evolve na siya into many things, no? Isa na nga diyan, yung ang sa dictionaryo which we need to correct, hindi na Malatarlac. Tarlac itself is pangalan na ito ng puno na native sugarcane. Nasa lumang dictionary na wala yung Malatarlac, no? Pero of course, we cannot blame yung mga Tarlac Historical Society noon and then yung Tarlac Press and Radio Club, yung active in the 1970s. Siguro nakapag-interview sa may San Jose area, sa Western, ang tawag nila sa parang damunga na sugarcane ay Malatarlac. So, kumalat yung Malatarlac in the 1970s. Pero originally, 1590s, andun na yung word na Tarlac by itself. So, siguro, with the present crop, we need to correct, no? And then, of course, makikita rin natin, marami ring mali, no? Yung pagkasulat in 1974, ito nga yung founding of the Comandancia Militar de Tarlac, which is 1858, no? Nakita ko na yung date, April 30, 1858, na, andyan na yung Kamiling, Paniki, and then, yung Southern Tarlac. So, buo na tayo bilang Tarlakenyo. As early as 1858. Kaya siguro hindi na niya type yung melting pot eh, no? Kasi nga parang yung nangyayari kasi parang minadali tayo in 1873, which is not true. As early as 1850, buo na yung Tarlaqueño, no? Pero tayo yung last frontier, kaya we cannot blame. Talagang ano tayo, aluhalo, no? Kasi nga yung northern, southern Pangasinan, tsaka yung northern Pampanga o yung tinatawag na Alta Pampanga, yun yung magiging komandansya. Kanya, noong magiging gobyerno politiko-militar tayo in 1873, so May 28, 1873, yun na yung inadapt natin. Kasi yun yung batas, no, coming from the ultramar, no? State decree tayo, hindi tayo royal decree, no? That was the time that Spain was under a republic. Tsaka medyo controversial kasi nga yung Gong Dursalam nyo, 1872 yun, no? Magiging ano tayo, 1873. We were under a republic in Spain. Kanya nga, yung pagka-create ng Tarlac, it was a state decree. Kanya nga, very significant eh, no? We were not created by a royal decree. Unlike yung komandansya in 1858. So, siguro alisin natin yung minadali yung Tarlac, no? Siguro this year, no? Yun yung magiging ano ng media. Hindi minadali ang Tarlac, as early as 1858, buo na tayo. At yung last komandante, si Juan Guillan, yung nga sinasabi ni Vice Gov, was the head. Siya yung komandante ng komandansya, militar. Kanya't noong naging gobyerno politiko-militar tayo, siya pa rin for mga 1 to 2 years, no, bago makakaroon ng Lieutenant Colonel. Ang pinakamataas kasi, afterwards, si Lieutenant Colonel, mga 1874, 1875 pa siya. At yung sikat na si General Ricardo Monet, no, magiging ano rin natin yon, no, magiging governor ng Tarlac din yun, no, mga 1886. And then yung mga Villa Abril, etc. So, maraming plano si governor, no, especially with this, no, na we need to correct itong ito nga dapat natin pasalamatan, no, itong mga naging mga pinuno natin. So kailangan ng proper ano talaga yung naging role nila sa ating kasi. So we are the last frontier, kanya we cannot blame kung bakit maraming ethno-linguistic group, no, within the province when the province was created in 1873. It was only in 1893 doon tayo magiging civil government, no? Gobyerno Civil de Tarlac. Until 1898, of course. And then, we were liberated only on July 10, 1898. Kanya't malaya na yung Cavite, hindi pa malaya ang Tarlac. Do you want to add something? Yung sabi ni Gob, we need to correct nga yung mga yung proper wala yung picture pa ni General Francisco Macabulos na siya yung first Filipino governor natin on July 10, 1898, and then yung first American, no, assigned as our governor bago kay Alfonso Ramos, no, si captain lang din siya, no? Captain Wallace Clark. Palaging captain lang, ano? Pero very interesting yung magiging buhay ni Captain Wallace Clark, no? Clark. Wallace Clark, yung pangalan ng captain. So, parang captain din, first American, and then first Spaniard, captain din. And hindi ko lang iba yata. Although very possible. Kasi 1901 siya, no? 1901. Yung American-sponsored civil government in 1901. So yun, siguro, if you could find a picture, no? Kay Juan Guillen, of course, siya yung first governor natin. Ang meron pa lang ako yung kay Monet. Kasi sisikat si Monet, Ricardo Monet, no? General Ricardo Monet. Siya yung governor natin yung 1886.
First question pa lang yan, ha? Dito muna tayo. kay Mr. Homer Teodoro. Mike.
Commissioner, ang Tarlac po ay kasama dun sa walong races dun sa sari ng flag, Philippine National Flag. Bakit po na ipasama?
Yan po yung medyo controversial na question nga kasi nga, excuse me po, we were attending yung 1996 for independence, no? We were, nasa conference kami. Merong isang taga-Morong in Rizal, no? Pinapaalis niya yung Tarlac doon sa 8th race. Kasi nga, dyan sa Declaration of Independence natin, if you read it, wala yung Tarlac. Di ba? Pero, we are acknowledging that we were part of the 8th race of the sun. Ang pinaka-basis kasi nung 8th race, ito yung State of the War Decree ni Governor General Ramon Blanco. 1896, nung nag-declare siya ng 8 lalawigan that were under the state of martial law kasi nga nag-rebelde sila laban sa Espanya. At yung binatang baya o lalawigan ng Tarlac, kasama na tayo. No? Yun yung dapat. O, noong declaration, bakit nawala yung Tarlac? O, kasi nga, merong LQ, no? May LQ si Aguinaldo tsaka si Macabulos. Kasi ang Macabulos did not join. Hindi siya nag-agree sa Pact of Biak ng Bato. No? Hindi siya nag-agree sa Pact of Biak. Pinagpatuloy niya yung laban. Sa kanya yung second tranche nung pera eh. No? Anong ginawa niya? Nagtatag siya ng kanyang sariling gobyerno. Ito nga yung Northern and Central Government na yung kabisera nasa Lomboy, sa La Paz. No? Macabulos was then in the Victoria area, kaya nga very close sa mga Yap, no? Si Governor Macabulos at General, magtatayo siya ng sariling gobyerno. Kanya, noong dumating muli si Aguinaldo, hindi sila in good terms ni Aguinaldo. Kanya doon sa declaration na hindi pa tayo naging malaya, nakalimutan tayo no? Nakalimutan. Or siguro intentional. Kanya napakagulo nung Declaration of Independence, no? Kasi nga, at times yung Morong ang ilalagay, at times yung Bataan. Pero, as an atonement, at yun na rin yung pronouncement ng aming chairman, no? Sa NHCP, Tarlac is the 8th ray, no? Pati daw sa bahay, no? Kung pupunta ka sa Kawi, ando na daw yung atonement ni President Aguinaldo that Tarlac was indeed the 8th ray of the sun. Palaging question yan, no? Palaging ano, kasi nga, bakit wala yung Tarlac dun sa declaration? Of course, hindi pa nga tayo malaya noon. No? Kanya ang talagang basis is the State of the War Decree ni Governor General Ramon Blanco ng Espanya.
Yun, magulo pala yung Declaration of Independence. Pero mas lalo nagulo ng Declaration of Martial Law. Next question. Jerry Hernandez from Manila Times.
Morning po sa ating mga panelists, especially kay Governor, sa ating dating professor, Dr. Lino Dizon. Actually, yung unang question ko na, salamat kay Paring Homer na question niya na, which is still in debate. Pero yun, malinaw na sa atin ngayon na talagang yung Tarlac is part of the 8th race. Ano. Pero yung second question ko siguro i-address ko kay Governor. 150 is a significant figure. Wala siyang butal. So, we will consider it as a significant figure, sabi ko. But I'm just curious, what factor made you decide na i-celebrate ang ating anniversary ng one day lang, apart from the usual week-long celebration?
Every year we do celebrate our founding anniversary, but like any important milestone, diba? Kung meron tayong silver anniversary, golden anniversary, centennial, So 150 is a very important, and it will only come, the next, I guess, significant one would be 200 already. Eh, wala na tayo nun. So this, yeah, bicentennial na. So this, how did you call it? Seski Centennial is a timely celebration, no? Ngayong 150 years.
Next question mo natin. Fred Fausto.
Morning po. Base po doon sa istorya ng ating Tarlac, wala tayong sariling identity noon. Pero ganun pa man, sabi nga ni Gob, sa pagkakaisa ng mga naging gobernador, napaunlad natin ng Tarlac. Ngayon, nandito na tayo sa medyo pedestal. Ang tanong ko, ano pa ang mga turistang pwede nating i-develop sa Tarlac? Kasi ang Mayantok, sa ngayon, hindi pa masyadong develop, pero umaangat na. Diba? Ano pa ang ibang turistang pwede nating i-develop na ma-encourage yung mga investor?
There's a lot of, each town has its unique gift, no? You go to Anao, we're propagating and promoting yung ating ilang-ilang. You go to San Clemente, we have the Dweg, and we have a lot of projects ongoing there. Mapunta ka ng Mayantok, ganun din, Kamiling. So we're really pushing to focus ang isang bayan, magkaroon ng focus to promote whether it's tourism, investment, or it's people, pagkain, di ba? Bamban, Capas, Concepcion, La Paz, all have its strength, and you will see this in the coming months, no, as we come out to develop more. Victoria with its wetlands, yung mountains of San Jose. So marami tayong pine-prepare to enhance at least one focus point ng bawat bayan.
To add more dun sa nasabi ni Gob, no? Kaya nga, meron po kaming isang grupo, yung grupo ng mga tourism officers of all municipalities. We are trying to explore all possible potential na mga bayan nila. Kasi may mga ibang bayan na yung mga potentials nila malayo doon sa proper. So, I'm encouraging all mga tourism officers natin sa Laluin to go out and explore their own municipalities to find out kung ano may mga potential sila. Kaya yun po yung drive namin ni Governor to make Tarlac talaga yung makilala kung ano ang kanyang potential. Like for example, yung sa nasabi na, yung sa Anao, yung ilang-ilang, maybe meron pa aside from ilang-ilang. Like Mayantok, meron siya yung mga, di ba, crush natin, yung mga bato-bato. Meron pa. Ang mga Capas, hindi lang yung as a war, yung mga death march, gano'n. Meron pa, like yung hot springs. So, we try to explore every angle ng municipality nila to find out ano talaga ang pwedeng i-develop natin. Meron yung may magandang masarap magluto, mga home cook nila. Meron yung magandang mag-weave. Meron yung magandang lahat ng pwedeng ma-develop ng kanilang municipality. We try to explore them. And we will, sa Governor's Kigo po at sa Tourism Office, are very much willing to support all their endeavors just to promote their municipality. Kasi once na-promote the municipality, it's also try to promote our province.
Also in the same way, no, that we have beautiful sceneries dito. Mahalaga rin na tama ang development natin. I don't want to open up a new area na hindi naman hindi pa naka-layout yung tourism plans niya. Meaning, okay, we will say, ay, maganda dun sa bundok, pwede nang umakyat. Pero wala pa tayong guides, wala pang mga bathrooms, wala pang yung regulations on how when you go up. So, we also have to protect whatever nature that we do now and to understand na hindi, kasi yung forest natin in the northwestern side, it's beautiful and we need to protect it. Hindi bastang droves na lang ang akyat doon tapos masisira. That's not the way we want our tourism to be. We want to share the natural beauty of Tarlac, but in the same way that the people who will go up there should be conscious enough not to take care of it, to take care of it also when they do go up, no, or to visit different areas. Kaya tuloy ang training ng mga guides ngayon. We're coming out with resolutions and regulations. We're working with the Department of Tourism na yung Pilipino po para sa paglatag lahat ng nagko-cultural mapping tayo ngayon para po lahat yan ay malatag ng maayos.
At saka maglalagay po tayo ng mga tourist assistance centers to include informations, yung mga guides, yung mga kapulisan, kung kailangan nila. All na hindi basta nagpunta sila doon, may mawawala, may ganun. So we will be coming up with tourist assistance information and assistance center in all major tourist destinations.
Next question. Again, Homer Tudoro.
May I address this question to the governor? How did you come up with this maninding ang magiting na team natin this time?
Maningning ang ating kasaysayan. When yung show mamaya po, snippets from our past, were born out of these dioramas I saw lying around when I came in as governor. These 10 or 12 dioramas were crafted by our Tarlac National High School students, which was curated from Professor Dino's timeline, historical timeline, yung mga importanteng pangyayari sa ating kasaysayan. Kaya maningning ang ating nakalikas. At magiting dahil ang maganda, very matapang nga, sabi, no? Magiting, hindi lang ang mga nagsilbi sa Tarlac, kung hindi rin ang kanyang mga kababayan. The people who live here in Tarlac, I consider each one to be magiting.
Next question will come from Leng Lopez Jamson, the president of the Tarlac Press and Radio Club.
Yes, thank you, Boss Arvin. Gob, Vice Gob, Professor or Commissioner from the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, and Sir Arsenio Baby Lugay. Iko-connect ko lang po yung theme ng maningning ang magiting. Alam natin na napakaraming mga, siguro my question is yung iconic landmarks, historical landmarks dito sa atin. As of this time, na-point out na po ninyo, nabilang na po ninyo, and I believe may mga history dyan behind those historical or iconic landmarks. Commissioner or Governor, you can answer for the question.
You will see them tonight. If you come and watch, you will see them tonight. Yung mga iconic locations all over the country will be shown, and the role that these places played in our history will be shown tonight.
Yung salitang magiting, yung magiting. Ito nanggaling po sa awit ng Tarlac. Kasi mayroong paragraph doon, yung first line ganito. Pugad ka ng may giting at dangal. Luklukan ng mga taong banal. Sa lawak ng iyong pitak, pag-unlad ay tiyak. Yun po, taken from the awit ng Tarlac, yung salitang magiting. Yun. Kaya, pag magiting, siyempre, maningning. Diba? Yung magiting talagang nagniningning yan. Kaya yun po, yung po ang sagutan, yung salitang magiting. Maningning ang magiting.
So, bilang isang commissioner po, sabi ko nga, habang nakaposisyon pa ako as much possible, may share ko rin sana yung importance ng Tarlac in terms of, yung ating mga markers, no? Yung pong naitulong ko na, yung kay Makabulos sa La Paz, para sa kanyang 150 years, no? And then yung sa Tarlac Cathedral for the Tarlac Revolutionary Congress, And then yung sa Concepcion, no, yung Sir Villano Aquino. So last board meeting, sinisingit ko na yung Tarlac Capitol, no, kasi nga this was among the best architectural, kasi yung mga marker dun sa excellence in architecture, no. Yung kasing Great American Architect na kasama ni Daniel Burnham, si William Parsons, siya yung nag-design nito in 1909 hanggang 1911. Yung kasing dating pinaka-kasarial natin, yung sa Tarlac State University, no? Yung kasarial doon. Meron na nga pala ring marker doon, no? Ay nilagay in 2014. No? Hopefully, bago magano si Gov, siguro Gov, I will, na yung Kapitolyo, ay yung NHCP na isasama na, no? Yung Kapitolyo para malagyan na natin ng marker, no? Kasi very historical ang ating Kapitolyo. Sana, no? Siningit ko na last time, doon sa lead architect namin na very important yung Tarlac Capitol as an architectural, no? Medyo magdadagdag na lang tayo ng mga historical data. Maraming salamat po.
The next question will come from Joey Fabia of Pampanga Business Week.
To Governor. Governor, I was here during your first State of the Province address. You were emphasizing inclusive growth. How is it now after 7 years? How is it now po ang inclusive growth na sinasabi niyo dito sa Tarlac?
Very inclusive. Earlier on, I had Yusek Tayag who was here, and he was sharing how happy he was regarding our efforts with yung actions taken namin pagdating sa health, no? Because isa tayo sa pinakamataas na achievement, hindi lang sa lahat ng programa when it comes to health. And we're pushing, he's helping us to push that Tarlac Provincial Hospital hopefully will be the first Apex Hospital provincially run, no? So, in terms of inclusive, ang banner cry namin, walang maiwanan. Kaya nga sabi ko, even yung requirement kuminsan ng DSWD na kailangan kang mag-submit ng indigency form to avail of government programs, hindi ko masyadong gusto yon. As long as you are a resident or a voter of Tarlac, you should also be equally available to all the services of government. Hindi dapat natin kinakategorize ang bawat nilalang. We're all in this as one. So that's one action I'm taking to show inclusivity. Hindi dapat ka Class A, Class B, Class C. No, we should be one people.
Madel Calayag of Philippine Daily Inquirer.
Good morning po. Ang question ko po para kay Commissioner Lino Dizon. Sir, meron po kayong libro na The Beginnings of Tarlac Province na I believe nag-materialize through the help of provincial government and TSU. Ano po ba or kailan po ba pwedeng makita, saan mga libraries makikita, at saka ano po ba yung nilalaman ng book na yun or ano po yung pwedeng i-expect na?
Very nice question. Andito si Madam. Ready na siya anytime, no? For printing. Andun na yung batas, no? Nakasama na doon yung batas creating Tarlac in 1873. Andun na yung batas ng komandansya Militar de Tarlac in 1858. Andun na rin yung mga leaders, no? Pero part 1 lang yung kasi nga hanggang 1873 lang, no? Kayong mga bata ang magpapatuloy, no? So part 1 lang yon, 1571 to 1873 ang scope. 1571, we need to emphasize that, no? Kasi as early as 1571, naka-mention na yung pagdating ni Marshal Martin de Goiti na according to the author of Pangasinan, hindi naman pala siya napunta ng Pangasinan, hanggang Paniki lang siya. No? So 1571, we need to emphasize that. Ang importansya ng Paniki, no? As early as 1571 sa ating kasaysayan. So, siguro, andito yung mga boss natin, we will come up with the hard copy, of that.
I was just talking to Professor Dizon earlier on that we will do a hard copy, a printed copy of this, but I was asking if we can have more photos with regards to this para maganda nating gawa.
And last two questions. From
RNG Luzon.
RNG.
My name is Ren de Guzman from RNG Luzon. Aside from tourism and business, we are really focusing on promotion of culture and arts and culture through arts, no? And I've learned, ma'am, that that Tarlac is chosen to host the first Luzon Art Fair, and I've also heard about an arts academy. Can you tell us more about that?
Last year, we launched the Central Luzon Art Fair, no? Kung saan po ang iba't ibang artists in painting and sculpture from the 7 provinces of Central Luzon brought their artwork here, and we had an exhibit for 3 days. In those 3 days last October, we drew in a crowd of 13,000, no? So many ang interesado talaga sa kultura at sining. Because of the success of that affair, this year, it will be Pampanga who will host the Central Luzon Art Fair. However, the bigger art fair, now involving all the provinces ng Luzon, will be held here. This will be the first Luzon Art Fair. Ang worry na nga namin ni Baby, sa dami ng gustong sumaling mga tanyag na mga artist talaga, is pahiram ng building. Kailangan na namin kung saan. But this will be very exciting because all from regions 1, 2, 3, 4, 4A, 4B, regions to, I'm talking about regions already, and CAR are already preparing and going to be joining our Luzon Art Fair.
Pwede po mag-follow up regarding that po, ano. Aside from them really coming here for the art fair, paano nila ma-enjoy ang Tarlac? Are there, what are our preparations? Will they be, lilibot ba sila sa Tarlac? Will they be shown the tourist destinations, etc. po?
Usually, pag may mga malaking conventions na gano'n, or trade fair, meron kami pinaprepare na parang mga packages, tour packages. Kaya lang, mamimili lang sila kung ano yung gusto nila. Is it more on the faith tourism, more on the culinary tourism, more on the ecotourism, or more on the sports tourism? So, pero meron kami mga package to choose kung anong gusto nila. We will be touring them around the Tarlac, experiencing yung masarap na pagkain natin. You name it, we will give them as part of our hospitality drive sa mga ano. And to add more, no, doon sa ano namin sa art, sa pag-propagation ng art, if you are familiar with our Kanlahi Festival National Art Competition, no, ang National Art Competition namin does not only based sa Luzon, it's all over the Philippines. So the last time we had this art competition, we had about 100 or more, almost 200, not only coming from Luzon, but also coming from the Visayas and Mindanao. So, maganda ang drive ni Gov na pinopromote natin yung arts and culture natin. Not only doon sa yung sa kanila, yung galing nila, kundi minsan kasi they try to draw what Tarlac has to offer. Ang magiging subject matter nila is about Tarlac. So, proud naman kami na binibigyan ng importansya ng mga artist ang ating lalawigan.
Last question. Another one from Wellmet.
Additional po ulit. Follow up lang po yung kanina. Kasi po yung kwento po ninyo kanina, napakarami po naming natutuhan. Para kaming nanonood ng Color TV at binabanggit po ninyo. Meron naman po kaming nalaman po namin na hindi po 1873, basta formal lang yun 1873, pero as far as 15 something or 16 something, nandiyan na po yung pagkilos para nabubuo yung probinsya ng Tarlac. And the nomenclature itself is pointing to sugarcane po ba? Sugarcane? At saka yung Mala-Tarlac na talahib.
Saka yung pinaka-mud, no? Mud o marsh. Yung kayo sa Villapanganiban po kasi yung kanyang Tarlac is marsh. Kanya at meron din Tarlac sa Laguna, which is mud. Kanya yun po yung binibigyang pansin yung ang Castillo o yung Presidio. Kasi yung pinakaunang mention ng Tarlac was a military fort nga.
Okay po.
Yun
yun po yung pinagbuhatan ng nomenclature natin.
Yun yung proper dapat, no?
Sir, noong 1873 naman, sino po yung nag-push para maging probinsya na po? Para officially ma-declare na pong probinsya ang Tarlac?
Kasi nga ano na tayo noon we were a komandansya since 1858, pero napakagandang tanong noon, ano? Komandansya kasi, yung Tarlac by itself is a hinterland, no? Was a hinterland. Medyo, it was not a safe passageway. Kasi nga yung mga aitas, yung mga ganyan, no? Yung mga remontados, mga tulisanes, nasa gitna, nasa atin, no? So, walang connection between the north and the south. Kasi nga, naiwan ng Tarlac, no? Lalawigan na yung Pangasinan, lalawigan na yung Nueva Ecija, in mga 1800, and then yung Pampanga. So, naiwan yung gitna. So, part of the economic development design ng Spanish colonial government is to develop nga yung gitna at nagsimula nga dyan yung pagtatayo ng komandansya. Parang semi-government siya headed by the military. Like korehimiento, no? Yung korehidor na tinatawag. So, that was the first step. Kasi nga, akala ko no, kung babasahin natin yung souvenir program in 1974, parang ano yun parang laban sa mga Aita, no? Kaya nga, itinayo yung Tarlac kasi nga, masyado daw maraming mga Aita dito, maraming mga tulisanes, mga remontado, so yung mga nagbabalik sa bundok. Pero kung basahin mo yung decree, kaya kanya nga we need to publish yung 1858, ginawa pala yung batas na yon, yung komandansya, to safeguard itong mga Aitas para maging part sila noong development. Kasi 1858, kaya napakahalaga noong law in 1858. Bakit nagkaroon ng komandansya militar de Tarlac? It is to safeguard nga yung mga Aitas as the last, kasi nga last sanctuary ng yung mga Aitas, no? Ang ating lalawigan. Kanya nga yung komandansya was to safeguard. So ginawa nga yung O'Donnell bilang bayan dapat ng mga Aita. Of course, which did not happen. Ganun yung unang plano Kaya lang, nag-change, no? Dumating din yung mga lowland groups na wala rin yung talagang nakadesign yung O'Donnell para sa kanila. So, maganda, no? And so, 1858 yun, ma'am. And then, 1873, the same, The same pa rin yun. Siguro, parang higher status kasi, komandansya militar o de armas, and then magiging komandansya politiko-militar. Pero hindi na tayo doon, pumanik na tayo sa isa, which is komandansya, gobyerno politiko-militar of 1873. Yung mga lalawigan sa tabi natin, puro puro civil government na, no? Pangasinan, Pampanga, Nueva Ecija. Dapat kasi mayroong Nueva Cuenca tayo in 1832 which did not materialize, no? Until magtatayo nga ng komandansya militar in 1858 and then doon sa 1873. Parang part na nung progress natin yon from a komandansya. So after mga until 1893, we were headed by military men. Isa nga yung nanatili yung mga Villa Abril. Yun yung last governor ng gobyerno politiko-militar in 1892. After that, civil governor na. Andun na yung mga don. Until 1898, no? Mga civil governors na.
Para ka nga nanonood ng color television. Nakatingin tayo lahat sa kanya. And last question lang talaga from RTV 26.
Sorry po. For my question po for Governor po tsaka kay Sir Baby po. Given po na it's a celebration of the 150th founding anniversary po ng Tarlac Province, ang magiging center po talaga ng celebration is culture po. Pero bakit po culture magiging center? Gaano po ba kahalaga na we go back from the roots po? And also po, ano po yung gaano po katagal yung preparation for this event po?
It's more of a historical cultural event, no? Para sariwain ang nakaraan. Kasi, you know, when I meet my yung mga students and I ask them, how far do you know where we came from? Anong kasaysayan natin? Walang magtataas ng kamay, no? So, through the years, slowly we were building the interest of our young generation to learn about our history. Pero you can't go into history kung minsan naiinip sila eh. So, nag-segue kami muna to get them interested and then history. But it really is ang kasaysayan at ang ng Tarlac.
Isa sa mga ano din natin kasi namin i-trust ni Governor, ni Gov. Susan, sa mga kabataan kasi, hindi na alam kung saan tayo nanggaling. Diba? Wala nang awareness how we became Tarlaceño, how it all started. No? Ang alam natin, napanganak tayo sa Tarlac, anak tayo ni ganun, no? Finish, tapos na. Wala yung ano ba ang kasaysayan Tarlac at ng Tarlac, saan nanggaling. Yung pagkatao natin ngayon, yung character, yung characteristics, yung traits ng mga ano na. So that is ang isang class namin ni Governor Susan is to really identify ano ang Tarlaceño. Saan galing, ano ang characteristics ng isang Tarlaceño, ano ang nilalaman ng puso ng isang Tarlaceño. Para alam natin where we came from and saan tayo papunta as a province. Maganda rin kasi may sariling identity eh. Diba? Kaya nga we are coming na meron tayong sariling yung provincial dish, may sarili tayong provincial, meron tayong sariling festival. Unlike before, wala eh. Ano namin ngayon, pinapakita namin ano ang Tarlaceño and what the Tarlaceño and the Tarlac Province has to offer sa mga ibang mga bayan at ang ibang mga lugar.
Bilang karagdagan mo, bakit napaka-importante o napakahalaga na pag-aralan ang kasaysayan ng isang lugar sa probinsya? Kasi mayroong nagsabi na unang tao na pag hindi mo raw alam kung saan ka nagsimula, kung saan ka nanggaling, para kang isang puno na mahina yung ugat. Konting kahit na mahinang angin lang, nabubuwal. Pero pag nalaman mo, pag alam mo kung saan ka nanggaling, ang kasaysayan ng isang lugar, para kang puno na napakalakas ang ugat. Kaya maski na kalakas ang hangin, ay hindi mo bubuwal. Yun po ang kahalagahan kung bakit natin dapat pag-aralan ang kasaysayan ng isang lugar. Kahit yung tao, di ba? Saan ka ba nanggaling? Sino ba yung mga kamag-anak mo? Para sa Biblia, di ba, yung genealogy of Jesus, bakit natin pinag-aaralan yan? Para tumibay ang paniniwala natin kay Jesus. Kung saan nanggaling. Mula kay Abraham, hanggang dun sa kay kay Joseph, kay Mary. Di ba? Kaya yun ang importante, yun ang halaga. Bakit natin pinag-aaralan yung genealogy of Jesus? Para tumibay ang ating paniniwala sa Kanya. Di ba? Ganon din sa probinsya, sa isang lugar, pag nalaman natin kung saan nanggaling, kung paano naitayo, lumalakas ang ating paniniwala sa ating lugar. Kaya yun, dahilan na pagkakaisa ng mga naninirahan doon. Yun po ang ugali ng Tarlagueño.
Ayan, dyan po nagwawakas ang ating press conference. Salamat kay Mr. May nakalimutan po.
O, hindi naman, papasalamat lang po ako. I hope this short conference has sparked some interest sa inyo, no? Na mayaman at marami pa tayong madidiskubre tungkol sa Tarlac. Even I am continuing to learn about our past and its rich history. Na yun, no? We started as a komandansya, as a military, more or less a military base before becoming a civil governing unit. So it's so rich. So sana itong araw na to magunita natin at maintindihan ang yaman ng kasaysayan ng ating probinsya. Magandang umaga po sa inyo.
Thank you again kay Mr. Arsenio Bibulugay, kay Professor Lino Dizon, kay Vice Governor Carlito Casada David, at saka kay Governor Susan Areno Yap. May unveiling po at presentation ba ng mga stamp. So I'd like you to stay para makita naman natin yung stamp. Hindi po siya sunog, ha?
Good morning po. Let's stay po for the unveiling and the launching of the commemorative stamp celebrating 150 years of our founding anniversary here in Tarlac. Can we just kindly move our chairs po just to give way for what we have to prepare. Thank you. Thank you so much po, Prof. Lino Dizon. Of course, palakpakan po natin si Prof. Lino. And of course, our Tourism Officer, Sir Baby Lugay. So may I request, Gov and Vice Gov to please remain here in front. Prof. Lino, pwede na po kayong mag-relax. Mag-breakfast muna po kayo. And at this point, we will proceed with the launching and unveiling of the commemorative stamp. And may I request, of course, the presence of our dear Governor, Governor Susan Yap, and Vice Governor Attorney Carlito David, to please stay here together with our Postmaster General and CEO of the Philippine Coastal Corporation, Luis Carlos, and Director of Postal Area 2, Ma'am Merba Abalos. And of course, let us give credit to the designer or the winning design. Of course, by Sir Paulo Beltran Buladi po sa ating Capitolio. And the picture that Sir Paulo Beltran has used for the commemorative staff, of course, by our very own Dax Simbol. Very proud tayo sila po ang design ng ating staff. Right, picture taking na po. Let's all smile for the camera. Thank you so much. And we now proceed with, of course, the signing of the request. And take a picture of it. We will now proceed with the signing of the official first day cover of our commemorative staff. Of course, this will be led by... May we request that the media take their seats, but we will have time for the picture taking of the staff. We will proceed with the next part of our program, and that is the signing of the official first day cover of our commemorative stamps. Of course, the ceremonial signing will include the signatures of Postmaster General and CEO Luis Carlos. Sige po, board members, please proceed to witness the signing. Yeah, to stand as witnesses po. PA Butch, Provincial Administrator, Engineer Ventura, please join us as well. Board members po, lahat ng board members. Yes, let's call in the designer and of course the illustration or the picture used, of course, Sir Dax Simbol. Please join us. Okay ka na? Okay. And we will proceed with the signing. Ayan, we have 4 copies to sign. And they will be signed by Postmaster General and CEO Luis D. Carlos, Director for Postal Area 2, Ma'am Merma Abalos, Governor Susan Yap, and of course, Vice Governor Attorney Carlito David. So we will be signing 4 copies. And just a special announcement, we will be proceeding right after the distribution of the 150 land titles. So please do stay with us afterwards. Thank you. And once all of the folders have been signed, kindly hold on to them and let's take a picture together with our 4 signatories. And there you go. Officially, we have to celebrate our 150 years, our commemorative stamp. And we will now proceed this time with the messages po. Of course, we would like to call to give us a message our dear Postmaster General and CEO, Postmaster General Luis Carlos.
Head, Mr. Lugay, Arsenio Lugay, Regional Postal Area Director Mirma Lea Avalos, sa mga panaunahing pandangal at syempre sa magigiting na mga taga-Tarlakenyo. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat po sa napakainit niyong pag-welcome sa amin. Ramdam na ramdam po namin yan. Ang araw na po ito ay isang milestone event sa kasaysayan ng lalawigan ng Tarlac. In its honor for the 150 years is definitely one for the books. Kahanga-hanga ang kasaysayan ng lalawigang ito. The province of Tarlac is the cradle of great Filipinos, those who fought against Spanish and Japanese invaders, formerly known as the melting pot of province. This province is also home to different cultures and ethno-linguistic groups. The Kapampangans, the Ilocanos, the Pangasinenses, the Tagalogs, and the Aitas. Today, Tarlac is known as the cradle of races or kandungan ng mga lahi. It is both an honor and a privilege po for the Philippine Postal Corporation to be part of this momentous and stellar occasion. Punong-puno ng kwento at kasaysayan na ang Tarlac, karapat-dapat naman talagang bigyang hugay. The commemorative stamps feature the high and the rich historic and cultural heritage of this wonderful province. Among them, the Capas Death Match Monument, Monasterio de Tarlac, the old provincial capitol building, and the Canarem Lake. All these designs were collaborated by artist Paulo Beltran from the city of Tarlac and Eunice Dabu from the Philippine Postal Corporation. Tunay nga na maningning at magiting of which we at PhilPost can relate to it. As you know, just last Monday, our Manila Central Post Office building was gutted by a raging fire that lasted 4 hours, burning to the ground the insides of the building. Yet the structure remains, so does our signature Cartero statue that stands as our beacon of hope with the overwhelming outpouring of support and prayers of people, the local government, the other government agencies, at alam namin na sama-sama kaming babangon. Katulad ninyo, mga Tarlakenyos, we remain strong and resilient. Magniningning ang magiting at alam ko na patuloy nating magniningning ang lalawigan ng Tarlac. Maraming salamat sa inyong imbitasyon sa Philippine Postal Corporation. Naging bahagi ng makasaysayang selebrasyong ito. This shining moment stands an affirmation of the courage, strength, and luminance of the people of Tarlac, na ang mga Tarlakenyo ang tunay na kayamanan ng lalawigan ng Tarlac. Ang araw na ito ay para sa inyo, magniningning ang magigiting, muli, happy 150 years sa lalawigan ng Tarlac. Mabuhay po kayong lahat.
Thank you so much to our Postmaster General and CEO, Sir Luis. And we now proceed this time with a message from our dear governor as well. But we will be presenting a token. On behalf of the provincial government of Tarlac, thank you so much for all your efforts, Sir Postmaster General and CEO Luis Carlos. May you kindly accept this token of appreciation mula po sa probinsya ng Tarlac.
Basic, Sir Lay. Basic, diretso.
Let's proceed with the next part of the program, and that is a short message. Okay, but before you leave our stage, we also have a token that will be received